Hello, my friend. My name is Deborah Hecker with Land of Promise Ministries. I'm glad you joined me today. I woke up this morning and the Lord gave me a word and I wanted to get it to you. And I pray that it will bless you, it will challenge you, and it will push you into destiny. I believe we are living in the days where the Spirit of the Lord is saying it's time to advance, it's time to move out, it's time to build the kingdom of God. And I want to deposit this word by the Spirit of the Lord in your spirit today to challenge you and to cause you to arise in a greater way than ever before. And I want to read to you, we're familiar with this account from Matthew chapter 25, the account of the parable of the talents. And verse number 14 says, "For the kingdom of heaven is like a man traveling to a far country, who called his own servants and delivered his goods to them. And to one he gave 5 talents, and to another 2. And to another one, each according to his own ability. And immediately he went on a journey. Then he who had received the 5 talents went and traded with them, and made another 5 talents. And likewise he who received 2 gained 2 more also. But he who had received 1 went and dug in the ground, and hid his Lord's money. After a long time the Lord of those servants came and settled accounts with them. So he who had received 5 talents came and brought 5 other talents, saying, Lord, you delivered to me 5 talents. Look, I have gained 5 more talents besides them. His Lord said to him, Well done, good and faithful servant. You were faithful over a few things, and I will make you ruler over many things. Enter into the joy of your Lord. And also, who had received 2 talents came and said, Lord, you delivered to me 2 talents. Look, I have gained 2 talents besides them. And his Lord said, Well done, good and faithful servant. You have been faithful over a few things, and I will make you ruler over many things. Enter into the joy of your Lord. Then he who had received just 1 talent came and said, Lord, I knew you to be a hard man, reaping where you have not sown, and gathering where you have not scattered seed. And I was afraid, and I went and hid your talent in the ground. Look, there you have what is yours. But his Lord answered and said to him, You wicked and lazy servant. You knew that I reap where I have not sown, and gather where I have not scattered seed. So you ought to have deposited my money with the bankers, and at my coming I would have received back my own with interest. Therefore take the talent from him, and give it to him who has 10 talents. For to everyone who has, more will be given, and he will have abundance. But from him who does not have, even what he has will be taken away. The Spirit of the Lord was speaking to me today about being faithful to run your race and finish your race. Paul said in 2 Timothy that I have finished my race. He completed the task that God had asked him to do and assigned for him to do. My friends, you have an assignment today in the kingdom. You have a purpose, and God has a plan for your life according to Jeremiah 11:29. He knows the plans he has for you, plans to prosper you and to bring you into a hope and a future. He doesn't have a plan to harm you. He has a plan for goodness for you. He has a plan. He has deposited inside of you, my friend, gifts and talents and abilities. You see, this picture is a picture of the kingdom. And I believe that the church is in kingdom advancement days. I believe we are in the days where God is calling forth a mighty army in these last days to arise in the glory and to manifest the kingdom through signs and wonders and miracles. He wants you to reflect His image in these days. He wants you to advance His kingdom in these days. Paul was faithful to advance and do what God has asked him to do. And you know, in the parable of the sower, we see we see I'll tell you, for probably a year, it says be careful how you hear the word. There is a hearing that is attached to the fold, to whatever fold you're receiving, whether it be a 30-fold, a 60-fold, or a 100-fold. And you see, in that parable of the sower, there were different ways that they heard the word, and the enemy came immediately to steal the word. And anytime you receive a prophetic word, anytime you receive a rhema word, anytime you even receive the logos word, which is the written living word, the enemy is going to come and he is going to try to steal that revelation away from you. And in the first account, we see that the pressure of life choked out the word. In the second account, we see that persecution choked out the word. In the third account in that word, we see how the pleasures of this world choked out the word. You see, my friend, the enemy comes against the word, against our assignment, against our destiny. He comes when the word comes to you, when the prophetic word comes to you, he will